investment opportunities in the eurozone? For example, extending your stake in Munich Re. Do you trust in the policy of the ECB to bring the things together?
We're perfectly willing to look at business opportunities in the eurozone, and we bought a couple of bolt-on acquisitions, one for a couple $100 million in the farm equipment area, and we'll be happy if we find a business in any one of the 17 countries and tied to the euro. There might be a few of them we'd be a little less inclined than others. That it may create opportunities for us to buy businesses. We'd be happy to. Europe is not going to go away, but the European Monetary Union has a major flaw, and they're grappling with a way to correct that flaw, and with 17 political bodies and a lot of diverse cultures, it's really tough for them to do so. They'll do it in time, in my view, but essentially they synchronized a currency without synchronizing much else, and nature finds the fatal flaw always, and so does economics, and they found it fairly quickly in terms of the euro, and the structure that was put in place will not work, and they'll have to find something that does work, and they will eventually, but they may go through a fair amount of pain in the process. Charlie?
Yeah, structured as Europe was structured. Letting in Greece into the European Union was a lot like using rat poison as whipping cream. It was an exceptionally stupid idea.
Yeah.
It's not a responsible capitalistic country, a place where people don't pay taxes and so on. And so
I've tried for years to get him to use country A and country B, but he
and committed fairly extreme fraud in the course of getting into the union. They lied about their debt. And so Europe made terrible mistakes. They have politicians too.
You think it'll be behind them in 10 years?
I think Europe will muddle through.
Sure.
Think what Europe has already muddled through.
But we would be delighted, even with that dire forecast, not overly. We would be delighted tomorrow to buy a big business in Europe that we liked, and we'd pay cash for it.
I hope you'll call me if it's in Greece.
Yeah. I make these small suggestions, but you can see it doesn't help much.
How has social media impacted your business and any Berkshire companies, and what impact do you see it having on the world in the short and long term?
Well, probably half the people or more in this audience could answer that question better than I can. It has, certainly at a place like Geico, it makes a difference, and over time will make a huge difference. And marketing, just as the internet made a change. I mean, Geico was founded in 1936, and it had a great business idea of going direct, but it did it entirely by mail initially, and it worked very well. And then it progressed as the world changed. It went to TV advertising and phone numbers and that sort of thing, and then it went to the internet, and now it goes on to social media. So, we have to listen to our customers in all our businesses. Some of them it's much more dramatic than others. I've been amazed, at how fast the world has changed. I thought the internet, for example, in terms of Geico, would affect younger people very quickly in terms of their buying habits. But the truth is that it's spread across the entire age range very, very quickly. Huge change. And you have to respond to that. And I am not the best person by miles to do that, but we have people that are very good at it in our businesses, and they're thinking about it plenty, and they'll continue to think about it. But it would be a terrible mistake to put me in charge of social media at Berkshire Hathaway. And Charlie would not be a particularly good choice either. Charlie, do you want to defend yourself? Or?
Well, I don't understand it very well for a very good reason. I avoid it like the plague. And I hate the idea of the teenagers in my own family immortalizing for all time the 3 dumbest things they said when they were 13.
Yeah, we would have been in big trouble, Charlie.
We would have been in big trouble, both of us, if that were the system. And so I think there's a time when your ignorance and folly ought to be hidden.
Yeah.
I also think that when you multitask like crazy, like the young people do, none of the tasks is likely to be done well.
Is there anyone we've forgotten to offend?